Hello dear learners, I am Christina Georgy and I welcome you to my channel. In this video, we will discuss some tips and techniques that would help you prepare effectively for your examinations. Dear learners, first and foremost, you need to feel motivated. Motivation could be intrinsic or extrinsic in nature. Extrinsic motivation could be provided by teachers, parents, and the like. To give you an example, suppose if your teacher promises to reward each and every student who secures 80% or above for a class test. Don't you feel you will feel motivated? Of course, you will try to study, work hard and earn the reward from the teacher. Dear learners, it is intrinsic motivation that is required, especially in the context of exam preparations. By intrinsic motivation, you need to feel motivated from within. You need to feel the need to study. At the same time, you need to enjoy the process of learning and you need to develop satisfaction out of it, especially out of its outcome. Dear learners, at times you might feel lack of motivation and it is quite normal to feel frustrated at times. Even if you feel lack of confidence, just make sure that you try your level best. Try hard and harder. With your considerable effort, you can certainly make a difference. At the same time, it is quite important to prepare a timetable. You need to write down when what should be studied, for how long it should be studied. So it is important to manage time effectively. For that matter, you need to cut short anything that would consume your time. So that could be different aspects for different people. That could be social media usage for some people. For some people, it could be the sole aspect of mobile phone itself. So make sure that you cut that off or at least you reduce its usage. Find some time to identify what is your study block. Dear learners, be conscious of what you study. Pay attention while you read. It would be great if you could make notes. Dear learners, note making, as I mentioned, is very important. Are you familiar with the process of note making? Note making doesn't mean writing everything in a paragraph. Note making would certainly be helpful if you make use of pointers. You could read the text and make notes regarding the major point. For example, if there are 10 points related to an essay, then you can list down those 10 points and then on your revision process you could recollect the important points and thereby you could write effectively for your examinations. That reminds me of rote learning. Dear learners, it is mandatory to avoid rote learning. By rote learning, I am referring to mugging up of ideas. It is always important to identify or understand the concepts clearly, or else you won't be able to answer if they ask you any practical level questions. Dear learners, always remember that you are not robots to remember anything at a single reading. You need to read and reread, revise and re-revise in order to remember everything clearly. So we'll discuss such tips and techniques in our upcoming videos. So stay tuned. So let's now focus on yet another important aspect, that is highlighting. Even while you read the textbook, make sure that you highlight. It could be a pencil highlighting, it could be a pen highlighting, but it would be wonderful if you could use pencil because that would keep your textbook neat and clean. There are people who use highlighters, it's your choice. Anyway, highlight the major points so that when you do your revision, that would be very effective for you. It would be a great idea to refer to the previous question papers. That would give you a better idea of the question types, question patterns and the like. For the students of mathematics, statistics and the like, it would be great if you could practice your questions effectively. That would be a great idea. For students of literature, let me tell you, it is possible for you to prepare your own answers in advance. You'd be wondering how, right? Yeah, suppose it is a question on poetry, say contemporary tales. Then you can actually prepare an introduction about the poet and the like in advance, and then you can change the structure according to the question. So all such smart works are possible. Dear learners, there is no need to feel pressurized. You don't need to be afraid or scared of examinations. Examinations are part and parcel of your study life. Always remember that life is not a bed of roses. It could be a roller coaster ride with its own ups and downs. Haven't you heard about the tortoise and the hare story? Slow and steady wins the race. It is important to keep on working, try your best, and then success will come to you. It might not come to you overnight. It might take days, months, or years. But remember, there is always a way. On that note, let me come to the end of this lecture. We'll meet again soon with more informative content related to exam preparation. So dear learners, what are you waiting for? Start preparing and best wishes.